Today I've come down to Hilston, East Yorkshire, just have a quick walk around. It's a very small village, windy roads, a couple of public footpaths, and we'll have a look, see what we can find. Very historical village. It's very prominent in the past, and a couple of famous people, maritime wise, have come from the village. Now let's give it a go. Well, if I come across anything of interest, I'm going to try using the what 3 words locations. So if you've got that app, you can find them on the map. In the 18th century, Hilston was part of the Burton Constable estate. The village was in an area full of marshland, which regularly flooded, and the estate began to drain the land. Alright, I'm going to try and get up to there. Should be access to it. Admiral Storrs Tower. Apart from creating more land for agriculture, it also increased the rentable value of the land, and the rent from the land was a huge part of the estate's income. The Dutch were centuries ahead of the English in draining technique. According to the OS map, you come along the main road, and then you come through this gate here. And then the path goes straight across the middle of this field. So you can see where people have walked. So that's where I'm going to walk. So I've come in a straight line across there. Now, when I go back, I'm going along, go around the edge of the field. There was no signage saying, please go around the field. But I didn't know that this path was here. So at this field boundary here, I'll give you the coordinates. The May blossom starting to come out. So hopefully we'll start getting warmer weather, hopefully with less wind. Alright, just seeing this on the field boundary in the hedge. No idea what that is. I'll let you know. Or maybe you could let me know. Carried on along the field boundary, along the hedge and the ditch. Got this gap here, and off the other direction you can see a trail going over there. I'm guessing because they've come through that gap, that it's deer that have come through, creating this pathway. Got another one of them feeding stations, I think they are. This one's got 3 barrels in this wood. Small triangular wood. going to go from this copse wood, whatever you want to call it, see how far this path goes. Might go right round, give me access to Admiral Storrs Tower, or it may not. I might just end up coming back. You want to laugh? Right, just come a few yards and this path going off to the left, there's a bridge here across this drain. And what's the sign say? No swimming. Again, a few more yards from that bridge. Path appears to come to an end. This lovely deep drain here. Just wonder if there's anything like sticklebacks in there or something like that. Great views here across to that woodland over there. According to the OS map, the path that I followed ends at that bridge, although I suspect that's not where it originally ended. Suspect it went around this area. There's an animal testing facility over there. Somewhere. So I'm going to head back up to the main road now. I think I've figured out what these are. I think they're for feeding pheasants. Fill them up with grain. Fatten up the pheasants for shooting. I reckon it's a good guess. So I've got another one of these gaps in the hedge. And come down here, we can see it disappearing across the field there. Almost certainly deer, because if I have a look down here, hard to see, but some deer tracks. So I'm walking around the edge of the field at the moment. Just a message to Mr. Farmer. Yes, the path goes right across the middle of your field. I've no objection to going round your field. Ideally, if you put a sign up saying please go around the field, especially if you've got crops in the field, then I've got no objection. Some people do, I know that, but personally I'm quite happy to go around. Right, so that's the gate we went through, and across the field there, and then came round back round the outside. So just here, a signpost for public footpath down here, which I'm going to have a look at now. Right, so come down this path. I'm on the line of the path, come across this gate. So I've got to go through. Path goes down there. I'm getting alongside the hedge. And there's another gate down at the bottom. See how I get on. So I've come down where the path says. And there's this barrier. Now, it doesn't look like there's easy access around it. So, anyway, the path goes this way, as you can clearly see, past this barrier, which so I've come out of this area with a blocked off path onto here. According to the map, it's a straight line in that direction. There's no obvious path around the edge, so I think I might have to go that way. Found the remains of this building here. So I'm going to see now where the path should go. Right, so I'm going to turn around now because this path goes to a main road, which I don't need to do today. So I'm going to double back to that gate over there that's blocked. Right, I'm trying to find a way up to the tower. Now, from what I can see, there's a path around the edge of the field, so I'll follow that for a while. Admiral Storrs Tower, built in 1750, is a Grade II listed building. John Storr, the son of Joseph Storr, was born in August 1709 and died in January 1783. He was an officer of the Royal Navy and served during the 7 Years' War. Eventually, he reached the rank of Rear Admiral. He took part in the Battle of Cartagena in 1758. He was so highly thought of, he is buried in Westminster Abbey, London, where a marble bust commemorates his life. So, this field here field is for sale. So just imagine how many hundreds of houses you could get here, or how many solar panels you could fill this field with. Prime agricultural land just dying to be filled with solar panels. The Dutch were centuries ahead of the English in drainage techniques and were employed to direct these efforts in East Yorkshire. The Dutch engineers brought their skills and also their architecture. If you remember back to the remains of that building, this is the drain that goes to it. It's all marshy at that end, and then at this end, the low point, we get this village pond, or what's left of a village pond, silting up. Lovely eggs, duck eggs, and occasionally goose eggs. Highly recommend them. There are a few 18th century dwelling houses and pump houses along the Holderness coast, which have the characteristic high Dutch gables, and I believe this farmhouse could be one of those buildings here in Hilston. Right, possibly my final stop is the church here. St Margaret's Church is a modern building built in 1957 in the Danish Romanesque style. It replaced an earlier church built in 1862, which was bombed in 1941. There has been a church on the site since medieval times. I am, of course, being sarcastic when I suggest that this field is filled full of houses or solar panels.